It has been a tough week. I have been indulging in a lot of sweets. In fact, I was touching up my makeup to make this video. I was like, oh man, I'm breaking out the corners of my mouth. It was chocolate. Hello, I'm the Tipsy Travel Gal, and I am here to tell you about what's going on this week around the world. Before we get to it, let me just say hi. I'm Gretchen. I'm the Tipsy Travel Gal. I am a travel agent and a licensed esthetician. And I am currently on a quest to eat, drink, and spa my way around the world. And my goal is to open up some different things in the world to you, maybe some quirky things, maybe some things you didn't know about, and inspire you to travel yourself. I can also give you some helpful, handy tips and tricks along the way and get you started on planning the trip of your dreams. So if that interests you, please consider subscribing to my channel, and that would be fantastic. Tonight's drink it's not a Big B coffee. I just got this glass and I'm using it for a very specific reason. I found that the metal glass, my usual metal thermoses, they insulate so well, I can't get my slushy to melt at all, even when I add vodka to it. So this is a DQ cherry misty slush with a smidgen of vodka in a Big B coffee cup. By the way, it's doing a very good job. So I am celebrating today as well because the Vegas Golden Knights just won the Stanley Cup. So congratulations to them. So let's get started on what's happening this week. For those of you who don't know, I am actually currently in the process of losing my sight, which is oh so fun. So I have to have my text like super large on the screen so I can actually see it. So it's like 2 words per page. First thing we're going to talk about is the Midnight Sun Film Festival. Now, this is being held in, and everybody bear with me because I do not speak Finnish, Sodankala, Finland, and that's in Lapland. Lapland is above the Arctic Circle, so midnight sun, summertime, sun never sets. So this town is roughly 2 hours north of Rovaniemi, which is kind of like the capital of Lapland. There's a couple places you could fly into, but that's the one that's closest. I've actually been in Finnish Lapland. I was there in 2021. I was there during winter, though, when the sun never rises. It is actually a pretty amazing thing to experience. And it's also a really lovely area. So the film festival is 4 days straight, and they show films for 24 hours a day because obviously the sun never sets. They show roughly 120 films, including feature films, classics, documentaries, indies, all that kind of good stuff. There are also guest lecturers that do symposiums, and they also have movie screenings where there's discussions to be had about the movies that you're watching. Now, it's not necessarily one of the easiest places to get to. You can fly directly into Rovaniemi, and then there is a festival bus that takes you from there to a nearby town called Luosto, or there is public buses that run from Rovaniemi directly to the film festival. But you're going to have a couple jumps, especially from the United States. You're probably going to have to fly into Helsinki, then Rovaniemi, and then find your way from there. So best to pack light because you're going to be moving your luggage quite a bit. There are places to stay in town, but there's even more in the surrounding areas like Luosto and Rovaniemi. Might not be a bad option to stay in Rovaniemi. You're going to have more choices, and the buses will take you directly there. You do have to have tickets in order to attend. For one screening, it's €10, but you can also buy a pack of 12 for €100. So basically, you're paying for 10 and you get to see 2 screenings for free. There are also special screenings which aren't included in the general screenings, and those are €30 a piece. So if you enjoy movies and you're looking for something to do in the summer and going to a really unique and gorgeous place, this is the film festival for you. Moving on. Now, if you're looking for a little bit more beachy sunshine, we can head south to Bermuda. It is the Heroes Weekend Carnival being held in Bermuda this weekend from June 16th through the 19th. It's basically 4 days of feathers and body paint and parties and drinking and food and music and DJs. It's just a party. This year they actually have something new. It's called the Rise Up, and it is a floating main stage where you actually have to get on some kind of flotation device or boat to get over to it to attend the concert and the party. So seems like an incredible amount of fun. It's also one of the fastest growing carnivals in the Caribbean, so there is that. Now, was did I go check it out? But the website for the carnival was actually marked as suspicious through my malware. So I don't have a lot of details, but I'm sure if you're interested in something like this, getting in contact with a hotel in Bermuda, they probably would be able to help you out a little bit. Let's go into the next one. Now, Bermuda's a party, but if you're looking for something a little bit more upscale, there's a Food and Wine Classic in Aspen. So this festival is held from June 16th through 18th, and it's basically 40 or more foods, beer, wine, spirit tastings. There's some cooking demonstrations that you can attend. It is just a huge gathering of foodies and people who like to drink. Cheers from around the world. I did look at what the tickets cost, so if you're thinking about it for next year, the packages start $1,950. So it's not a cheap festival to attend. That's not including lodging and stuff or your flights to get there either. But this one is a gorgeous place to visit. And if you like to eat and drink, I can't think of any more of a gourmet environment that you're going to be in than this particular festival. Let's go on to the next one. And here's to that wine and spirit tasting. So this weekend is the Great Texas Balloon Race in Longview, Texas. It's technically kind of going on right now, but the competitive racing doesn't start until Friday and Saturday this weekend, culminating in the final race on Sunday. Now, believe it or not, this balloon race actually started as an advertisement for a mall. In 1978, the owners of this mall decided to rent people with hot air balloons and send them up with a banner. It attracted a lot of attention. Within 2 years, it became the Balloon Glow, where they had races at night. And then in 1990, they actually started the full-blown racing event. Now, for the hot air balloonists, the most exciting event is the Control Navigate Trajectory event. Basically, it's a ring toss. So they have to pilot their balloons up to a huge pole and then throw rings at it. I mean, the last year they did it, 9 rings happened. They now have changed that portion of the race to a duck drop. So they have to navigate over a pool and drop the ducks into the pond. It's also grown from just this balloon race to an actual festival. There's musical entertainment, there's a 5K that happens. It's just basically now one big party culminating in this amazing balloon race. Tickets for the racing events on Friday night, it's $15. On Saturday night, it's $20. It's about 2 hours east of Dallas, but it's only an hour west of Shreveport, Louisiana. So if you're going to be going to this event and you need someplace to fly into and stay, Shreveport's probably going to be your best bet if you're wanting to stay with a larger city. And last but not least, we went from looking at big things in the sky to now we're going to be looking at gigantic things in the water. We're going to Greenland's Disco Bay for some whale watching. This is one of the most amazing places to go whale watching. It's a bay off the western coast of Greenland that is surrounded by icebergs. And it is a premier place for humpback whales in particular. There are also fin whales and minke whales. They flock there to eat the abundant amount of fish and krill that are in the waters as the temperatures warm up. The best time to go is through the summer, so June, July, and August. So it's a little bit easier to get to Greenland in those months as well. It takes a little bit longer to get there because there's not exactly direct flights there, but still expect crowds because, like I said, it's one of the premier places to go humpback whale watching. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Bay, and the entire area is just rich with Inuit culture. So it won't just be whale watching you're experiencing, you're going to be experiencing a whole different way of life for people. Greenland is a Danish territory, which means you will need a passport to arrive there. Now, I'm going to do my best to describe how to get there because the names of the towns I'm not familiar with. I'm going to do my best to pronounce the names of all these towns right, so bear with me as I take you through how to get there. As I said, there aren't direct flights that go to Greenland. You're usually going to fly through either Reykjavik in Iceland or you're going to fly through Copenhagen, which is in Denmark, which makes sense. Again, this is a territory of Denmark. From there, you will fly into one of two towns. Either town kind of services Disco Bay. That's a Luciat and an Asiat. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Once you arrive in those towns, you will then take a ferry or a boat or even a helicopter tour to the bay area where you will meet up with your Royal Safari groups. It's a huge industry there. The best way to do it, of course, would to meet up with some kind of group. They call them whale safaris, so that they can take you to the appropriate places safely and in a group. If you are from the United States, they will have guides that speak English for you as well. So that's really like the best way to do it. So that's it for what's happening in the world today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button. Also, again, don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. And you can follow me on all of my socials. I'm the Tipsy Travel Gal on everything. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. You can also check out my website. There's ways to reach me there if you have any questions about anything we discussed here or just anything in general. So I hope everybody has an amazing rest of their week, and I will see you next time. Cheers.